Greetings from Naha Okinawa. In this video I want to talk about practical things about Okinawa. It's an updated version for my FAQ on Okinawa. I was planning to make a completely different video today, so I may not be the best prepared, but yeah, I went to the ferry terminal. I was trying for the fourth time to go to one beautiful island. I hope to get there tomorrow and I'll make a video about that beautiful island near the main island of Okinawa. But today, let's talk about practical things. It's been only like maybe 6-7 months since I made the previous Okinawa FAQ video, where I talked about the cost of living, cost of traveling, things you can do here, best places where to stay in Okinawa, and overall feeling of being in Okinawa for you as a traveler on a shorter visit or on a longer visit. But the reason I'm making this video again so quickly is that since the previous time when I made the previous video, I have been here 2 more times. This visit right now in November and the previous visit in late March, April, and I left only in May. The plan was to stay shorter, but then I was in Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto, went to Fuji, went to Naha again, went to a few islands here, took a flight to Ishigaki and decided to go to Ishigaki for a whole month. That's a completely story. Okinawa is a big region and the main island of Okinawa, it's only one part. The most popular part, the most popular place where people go to when they go to Okinawa. First big thing, where to stay in Okinawa. And here I'm talking about the main island of Okinawa. In that regard, my opinion, it hasn't changed. I still recommend you to stay somewhere within 1, 2, maybe 3 kilometers from the Naha bus station. Naha is the main city on the main island of Okinawa. And if you're staying within 1, 2, 3 kilometers from the bus station, you are gonna feel the most central. Why? Because you can easily go to a ferry terminal, go to islands. You can go to 2 ferry terminals pretty easily and go to islands. But the most important is the Tokashiki Island, and in that case, Tomari terminal. You are close to that terminal. You can easily, second reason, you can easily go shopping. Naha is the main city. Most shops are in Naha or near Naha. Most of things that you as a tourist want and need are in Naha. And the third reason is if you're staying here for a longer time, again, most of everyday conveniences, they are in Naha or somewhere nearby. The only case when I would stay somewhere else, like closer to some beach, would be if I'm coming to Okinawa only for the beaches. In that case, I would stay near that beach, which I like. And I personally would then stay on the nearby island of Tokashiki. There is a hotel, a nice new hotel on the island of Tokashiki. Near the ferry terminal, they offer free shuttle to the beach. I would stay there or right on the beach. There's also a hotel right on the beach. There are only 2 options that I know. Maybe there is a couple more, but very few in total. I'll put the name of that most central hotel that I like in here. So yeah, staying in Okinawa, I'm staying in the main town near the bus terminal. Second thing, what to do in Okinawa. If you are coming to this island, to the main island, top things that I would recommend you are the same that I already mentioned. Spending some time in the city, spending some time maybe walking the market, maybe going to fish market, maybe going shopping, maybe going to some of the outlets that are nearby. They have good prices. I don't usually do shopping, almost nowhere. But in Naha, in Japan, I like go and maybe look and buy shoes, running shoes, walking shoes, maybe some, I don't know, a hoodie or something. Next, go to Tokashiki Island and try, if you have time, to go to another island. Maybe Zamami, if you are looking for a tropical vibe. I'm trying to go to Zamami. I'll try to do it tomorrow. Or to some of the smaller islands. But if you are going to smaller islands, take into account this thing that they may have protected sacred beaches, like beaches where they don't go for swimming. Yes, it may be so that most of, or maybe all beaches except for one or two, are beaches where you are not allowed to swim. That's possible. They may be the beaches where people only go for praying, and there may be only just one beach for swimming. Take that into account if you're going to smaller, not touristy islands. Next, what you can do here is going to the amazing aquarium. You can easily spend the full day there. Lots of things to do, lots of places where to walk to in that area. Next, visit the American Village, an interesting place more or less in the middle of the island by the beach. If you are looking for more crowds, more business, more happening, then go in the afternoons, evenings, go on weekends. It's a nice place to be on weekends in the evenings. They have also fireworks. I think it's only on Saturdays. Nice sight. Have a meal by the sea, look at fireworks, look at people around, walk around, try different foods, enjoy your time. If you have more time, don't just spend your time in that place. Walk also northwards. Nice areas there. Now about getting around. In that regard, also no really changes in my opinion. Just stay in the main town and you will not really need any kind of transportation, or you will be able to take a bus, the one metro line, or a taxi to go to some close by places. Buses go also to further away places, but it just may take you super long time and you have to plan for that. If you want to rent a car, take into account this thing that not everyone can rent a car in Japan. For example, people from my country, from Latvia, we cannot rent a car in Japan. Our licenses are not accepted. But yeah, bus is an option to get to further away places. But by staying in the main city, you just eliminate that need for transport that much. To the islands, you can take ferries. Prices for buses and ferries, they are a bit more expensive than, for example, in Tokyo, Osaka, in bigger places. Yeah, that may surprise you, but that's the reality. There are fewer people using these modes of transportation, and accordingly they are more expensive. That's only my guess. So that's about getting around. Now let's talk about prices. Prices in Okinawa in 2025. Prices are good. Prices are comparable to Southeast Asia in some regards. Food especially. It's easy to find food for around 6, 7, 8 American dollars. Yes. Next thing, you can also get nice food from convenience stores. I personally really like convenience store food in Japan. I eat maybe one half, maybe even 60-70% of my food from convenience stores or from supermarkets where they sell ready-made meals. I really, really like them, and that's why I choose that option. Next, accommodation. Accommodation, in my opinion, is very reasonably priced. In Okinawa, you can find nice rooms for $50, $60, maybe $40 in some cases. If you book in advance, $70. The best thing is that in Okinawa and in Japan in general, most of accommodation, except actually for one, all the places where I have stayed at have been super nice. And also that 3-star hotel where I'm currently staying, It's like a 5-star hotel in many other places. And I am paying for it right now quite a lot, in my opinion. 121, oh no, it's 120 euros, so it's like 140 American dollars. But, that's only because there is something happening right now. I don't know what, I don't know why. I see lots of students on big buses coming, like tour buses. Maybe they are on excursion, maybe there is some special holiday for students or some competition or something. Right now things are just more expensive, but the same hotel, that my nice 3-star hotel, which is like a 5-star hotel, when you look at amenities and the service, on the next week it's gonna be like 60 or 70 dollars a night. Hotels are nicely priced. You may want to book in advance if you want to stay in some place for a longer time. For example, right now I would like to stay here for another maybe 2-3 weeks, but don't know. I may need to look for places, like one place for 3-4 nights, then another place for 2-3 nights to get a nicer deal. That's about accommodation. And yeah, one more thing. The reason we stayed longer this spring is because we found a nice deal on the island of Ishigaki. For 1,000 a little bit American dollars, we found a 2-floor, 2-level apartment. A great deal. Let's go in this direction. Next, about prices, I already mentioned the transportation. It's more expensive here, and with more expensive I mean that a bus, a shorter distance, $1.50, $2. A longer distance, maybe $10, maybe 12, maybe 15. If you are going, for example, to the aquarium, it's gonna be like 2,000 something, so that means like 15 American dollars one way. Ferries, 20, 30, 40 American dollars round trip to island, depending on which island and if you're taking slower or faster ferry. What else? Tickets for activities, very reasonable, maybe like 10, 15, 20 American dollars. What is more expensive is everything that it involves a human. Like if you are going on a guided snorkeling, it may be 7, 8, maybe 10,000 an hour, and that's around $50-$60 an hour. While in other countries, especially in Southeast Asia, but this is not Southeast Asia, in other countries it may also be like $10 for an hour. That's about prices. And the last big thing I want to talk about is seasons and the best time to go to Okinawa. Before I said that spring is very warm, very summer-like. Now I have a more complete experience. I have spent one more spring here. I have been here now also in autumn, and what I'm seeing is that weather here is very unpredictable. It can be super nice and summer-like in March. I had that a year ago. I had that for a few days also this year, but then again, for the most of March, late March, then April, it was rainy, a bit coldish, so not exactly summer-like. May, again, was a completely different thing. Yeah, we were far away from this main island, but I got a feeling what it's like when it's hot and humid, as they say it is also here, and also in Tokyo, for example. That hot humidity here, it's, I would say, very much unlike anything else you can experience in other places. Maybe comparable to Bahrain, but very different from Southeast Asia, for example, very different from Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, very different. When it's hot and humid, it's very hot and humid, even though the temperature may not be super high. So yeah, take that into account for this biggest chance of nice weather. I personally now would recommend autumn, especially if you're coming for a shorter time, maybe like October, because then it's gonna be warmer also on colder days, if they're gonna be colder days, because autumn is after summer. Summer is hot. So accordingly, autumn anyway is gonna be okay. And the sea temperature, the ocean temperature is gonna be okay. So that's how I would plan. I would still go in spring as well. It's super beautiful. Everything is green and flowers and beautiful. But you need to be ready also for a chance of a colder and rainy, cloudy weather. Yeah. Winter, I have no experience. They say it's mild. I can see it being mild. But having been here in April and having had days, quite a few days when it was not super comfortable for me, a person who likes warm and hot weather, I would be very skeptical of coming here in winter. If you are looking forward to nice, beautiful, sunny, warm weather. That's it. That's my updated Okinawa FAQ. After having been here now for 1, 2, 3, 4 months in 2024 and 2025. I know I'm coming back. And in the next video, I hope I'm gonna be able to show you one of the most beautiful islands here in Okinawa. Watch my Tokashiki video to understand, to get a feeling of what is Tokashiki like. I really like Tokashiki. I have been there 3 times. Tomorrow I'm going to Zamami, which must be somewhat similar island. See you soon. Hopefully from Zamami. See ya.